What were your thoughts on the opening practice?
Well, it's two parts, obviously. Part A, which you guys weren't here at this morning at 6 a.m., and Part B, later in the afternoon when everybody's up and ready. But Part A was very good. Part B was so-so. We could be a lot better than we were this afternoon. We're a little bit sloppy on some things. What happens is we put in a lot of stuff, and they're thinking a lot. And this is usually the case on the first day, but we expect them to be right on the money on everything. So it wasn't there today.
Coach, I know you're not big on moving guys around, but I couldn't help but see Spencer Neely in a maroon jersey today, catching balls out of the backfield. What was just kind of the explanation with him moving tight end?
Well, I just think we need more depth over there. It's going to take 2 weeks and have Spencer work at tight end. He certainly has a body type to play that position, and he can always go back and play defensive end. And the defense obviously wants to get him back, but we just need some more depth at tight end right now, and want a chance to take a look at him. I think he could be a really good tight end, so we're just going to give him 2 weeks and see where he is after 2 weeks and make a decision what's best for us and what's best for him.
Who else do you all have maybe switching, trying out other positions?
I had Charlie Thomas playing some running back this afternoon. In the afternoon practice, he's doing a little running back just to give some more depth at that position. And right now, that's about it.
How good did it feel to see Christian Michael back?
Good. It was good to see him out here working with everybody else.
How'd you feel he did?
I have to watch the tape. I really didn't focus on him. I was kind of looking at the whole thing.
Coach, last year you talked about the veterans. This is where they fill in that 2 deep. Because if they don't do it here, then you start looking at freshmen.
Right.
Can you name some of those guys that like you're really looking at closely this spring?
Those guys know who they are. We don't have to put it in the paper, but I've already talked to those guys who they need to step up if they want a job for the spring. And before we get into this, I meet with every player and tell them where they're at and what they need to do, and they all know what's at stake. If they want a position in the 2 deep, they got to express themselves during spring ball. We give them 15 practices to get it done, 15 days to get it done, and if you can't do it in 15 days, they're not going to do it in preseason. So that's when we bring the freshmen in. They get their chance at it. So and then we'll make a decision from there.
Are there some positions that stands out a little bit more where you're looking,
Obviously looking for a starting center, a backup, quarterback. Every position. I would like to think that any position, if a kid comes in and outshines the guy in front of him, he's going to be the starter. So I would hope there's competition at every position. Realistically, some guys a little bit further ahead, and there's a better gap between them and the next guy. But I would hope they would have competition at every position. Every guy wants to be the starter.
So is everything open? What you think?
Well, it's a bit within being realistic. It's probably, Jeff Fuller has a good chance to start for us this year. But at the same time, if he doesn't perform well, he's going to have to.
Tannehill probably has a lot.
There's competition in every position, but some guys probably the gap's a little bit. When you're dealing with a lot of young guys behind a senior, it's kind of hard to make up that ground. And so, I'd say those guys probably have a better chance than not of starting. We hope they start because they're good players. But, I think the guys know me well enough that we'll yank a guy if he's not doing his job.
How much better is Tannehill right now than he was a year ago?
I didn't think last spring, he really had a lot of labs in the afternoon and really didn't practice a whole lot in the spring. He missed quite a few practices. But I'd say he's a lot better with the game experience he had this past season.
As far as his leadership, do you see a change in him since he's become the starter?
You mean?
Like when he did last year, like when he became the
starter?
starter?
When he stepped in, he assumed a different role that he would have to assume being the quarterback to be a leader, yeah. That was demonstrated.
What about Matt Jokel and Jamil Showers? Would you say they're pretty even coming into spring?
I think so, yeah, I think so.
Coach, you brought in 2 JUCOs on defense. Can you comment on Jenkins and Franklin? How they've done so far?
It's just the first day, and it's hard to make that evaluation on the first day. They're both working hard, and they show some talent, but it's just the first day. I gotta really spend about 2 weeks with them to figure out where they're at.